everyone, in this episode of Creative Spaces, we go and check out the shared space of Lubelski and RYBO. Between the two of them, they've had releases on Dirty Bird, Desert Hearts, Exploited, Black Book, Club Sweat, Pets, and their very own Percomaniacs, to name a few. I'll leave a link, there's plenty more so you can check it out. So let's go and check out their creative space.
I'm Lubelski.
I'm RYBO.
And this is our studio that we share. It's we're in
Marina Del Rey.
Yeah. Bit of a mix of both of our stuff in here, and
been collecting over the years.
Yeah,
a lot of analog hardware.
It's not even everything.
Yeah, we cleared out a bunch of gear before you got here, actually.
Yeah, more than we know what to do with, unfortunately. Yeah. Or fortunately, whatever.
So how do you guys usually operate in here? Like, do you do many collabs here, or is it usually just one person's doing a bit of the work and the other one can just chill on the sofa and then you flip-flop sort of thing?
Kind of both, honestly. Sometimes I'll come in during the day and then Jake will come in at night and then we'll start jamming, or vice versa. We have a buddy right across the hallway, Wyatt Marshall. He's got a studio here as well, so he'll just drop in and we'll start making beats as well. Jake has a lot of artists come in as well and sing.
Yeah.
Vocalists.
We don't really have a vocal booth in here, but
yeah.
Seems pretty nicely treated though.
Yeah.
We put in some work. But there's always people coming in and out, which is nice, but we still keep it pretty tight in here.
Yeah.
And how is everything? Seems pretty locked with how you've got everything set up. Do you want to give us a rundown on just like?
Yeah, so all the drum machines are running off of a RME kind of MIDI interface. It uses an audio signal from the computer, or it can actually be the main clock. And then it spits out MIDI to all the drum machines here. So if you just use MIDI from computer, there's some jiggle or jitter is what they call it. This seems to be a little more tighter. It's got some shuffle knobs as well, and you can make it go positive and negative to kind of match all your outboard gear. And then all of the synthesizers are running off a Motu Express 128, and that's just so we can get MIDI to the computer and kind of sync the arpeggiators and stuff on there.
Yeah, we got them on both sides as well.
Yep.
This side we've got the Juno 106, the Prophet 106, and the OB6, as well as our mixing board and trusty little fridge down here. Also have my modular and some effects units over there. This is a new unit that I got that have not put enough time into yet, but it's the Destiny Plus entanglement space. It's a 4-brain quadraphonic multi-effects processor. There's no labels for inputs or outputs. It's a highly
advanced
experimental circuitry. Advanced. I barely even know. I don't even think.
Did it come with a manual?
No manual.
No manual.
Just algorithms for the patch list, I guess. Yeah, it's pretty annoying, but we'll dive into that. Down here is the bane of our existence. This is the patch bay.
Bane of your existence.
My existence. He loves this thing. But everything is going in and out of here.
We can start over here.
Yeah, let's start
through.
Oh, sure.
Let's do it. Yeah. So that's Jake's world over there.
Yeah. So here's my modular rig. It changes in and out for what's in it. There are some staple pieces that have stayed over the years, like my Metropolis, my Morphogene. I just got this one, the Precision Disruptor. Very fun. It's kind of like a one-of-one module. The guy who makes it is like based out of Long Beach. This was his first module, but it's very like acid house probability focused. Here's another 303 styled sequencer. Probability sequencer here again from Moleco Heavy Industry. This is getting pretty nerdy over here. Anyways, this is just a lot of bleeps and bloops, textural and ideation stuff for me. But we've got the classic 106, which we both love. This is my Prophet 6, RYBO's OB6. And a lot of people think they're kind of the same, but Low-key, the OB6 is a little beefier, would you say? Yeah.
Yeah, but they definitely play off each other.
Yeah. A little more lush, a little more...
That one's a little more fatter, gritty, kind of, I guess, the OB6.
Mm-hmm.
The Juno 106 was one of my first synths. I got it at the Rose Bowl flea market for $75.
No way,
Yep.
dude. That's so sick.
And then rebuilt it. I sent it into Synth Spa. They went through, did all the voice chips, everything, put in the wood sides, and just cleaned it up. And
You had the mod as well.
not the Kiwi 106. Nope, nope, just blue lights.
Okay.
I was thinking about doing the Kiwi but I'm just gonna keep it like that. And then the Midas 32 here is where we monitor everything through. It's all hooked up to the patch bay. We have the auxiliaries hooked up as well. This is just so, you know, kind of have a visual on how we monitor everything into the computer, or if we don't feel like using the computer, everything's all there instead of into the RME, basically.
Speakers out of here, not the interface.
Yeah, everything monitors through that.
We got Ableton Push over here, Lexicon effects.
Ensemble, this was our old interface, but I recently bought the RME Fireface. But this is connected through optical. So it's just, so we have 4 preamps here and then 4 more line inputs. And then this is also hooked up optical as well. So this gives us 8 more preamps. So together we have 32 channels in, and then outputs as well. So that's how our I/O is routed into the computer into Ableton. Here's a Universal Audio 710. This is Jake's.
Twin Infinity,
Yeah,
Twin Infinity.
preamp. With this, what we run most our microphones and guitars through. Yeah, this is a DBX compressor here, 166. It's a cheap compressor. I think I got it for like $100 on Craigslist. Didn't even know how to use it when I bought it. Over here, we have a Waldorf Pulse 1 synthesizer. It's got like, it's analog, it's kind of got like 90s type sounds in it. Another Mo2 Express 128. This one is kind of just doing this synth right now and the ARP over here, and also this Oberheim Matrix 6R, and then the Shadow Hills mastering compressor here. Yeah, that's not ours. We don't have the money for that. We're holding on to it for somebody. But yeah, that thing sounds great.
It's a good friend.
Yeah.
Great friend.
Great.
One of the best friends, honestly.
Yeah. TC Helicon voice effects. Jake loves to get on this.
Oh yeah, I do.
We'll just get a beat going.
I can rip on that.
He rips on it.
I riff.
We got a real long cable for him so he can like get his
walk
dance
around the
moves going.
room, get a little vibe going.
Sounds like a woman. Can sound like Barry White.
Yeah,
you know?
Do a lot of characters with that thing.
Yep.
Barry White doing his Christopher Walken impression.
Exactly.
That sort of stuff.
Or if we're playing video games, you know, we can change our voices, playing some Call of Duty. And this studio is like an ongoing project, no matter what. So one day we'll have all of our guitar pedals and FX all set up here and over there.
Yeah, it's currently in the corner.
Yep. Moving on, over here is like basically all our drum machines.
Plus the
plus
SH-101 and its clone.
Yep, the 202, which is basically the exact same thing, just
smaller.
In a sequencer, like 303 style sequencer. Jake's Korg Electribe, Groovebox, TR-8S, just, you know, very easy to use. You want to go for 909, 808, all the rolling type drums. You just get on there real quick and it's so easy. Joe Mox Alpha Bass, nice analog drum synth.
That one's so much fun to mess with.
Yeah, that one's got some really cool, really different sounds than other drum machines. It's very analog. Really what I like to do is sample it into my MPC 3000. This is one of my favorite pieces to create a beat on and just start with. So I've sampled a lot of the drum machines into here. I also have the MIDI out going to the ARP 2600 over here because it has a really good groove in it.
You've got that hooked up to all these drum machines, right? Right now, or did you re-put it back?
Well, everything's like the MIDI.
Yeah, didn't you line up the clock from the MIDI into the RM so that all of them could have the same swing?
Yeah. Kinda. It's,
or you could sequence it with the MPC.
The clock, the main clock.
Okay,
so then they all sequence together.
But weren't you able to sequence?
I can sequence MIDI from this,
Okay, I
like
see.
different synthesizers. So everything's all on the same groove, kinda. The MPC swing is one of the best out there. SP1200, borrowing this from another friend, same friend. Just these two are legendary pieces of gear right here. Pretty much every 90s hip hop, 2000s were made on one of these machines here. Very, very sick. This has a 12-bit bit depth. So if you
Got a nice crunch to it.
Yeah, it's muted right now, but it really
Mute everything so you can give it a little smack.
Yeah, it's very crunchy. And then this one's 16-bit, so it's not as reduced, exactly. Here we got the analog rhythm Electron, another great analog drum machine. Machine drum here, Electron as well. This one you can put samples in, this one you can't. You're kind of stuck with the drum sounds in it, the synthesis. Here is a bass bot, Cyclone. It's a TB303 clone made in France. This one sounds pretty close, not exactly, but
yeah, we drive the
Yeah.
gain on the mixer, give it a nice distorted sound.
And then over here you have the ARP 2600 FS. So this is the reissue from Korg. Came out 2019, I think. And yeah, I think they made 500 of these. Then they made a smaller one as well. I've just always kind of loved 2600s. Always wanted one, so once I had the chance, I kind of jumped on it and got it. It's got cool sounds to it. But yeah, that's pretty much most of the gear we have in here set up right now. Yeah. Anything you want to add?
I mean, you covered most of it. Yeah, that was good. A good overview of everything. When we get all these lights running and it's all getting warmed up in here, there's some real magic that can come of it. I think workflow-wise, we just jam.
Yeah,
we jam heavy.
Everything
kind
of starts with a jam, that's for sure.
Yeah. All about the jam, so
Yeah.
anyway it can be faster. Really want to get our processing chains and like little pedals set up, but
Yeah, that's next for sure. But I've been toying around with kind of doing all hardware jams and kind of using the MPC of the brain of that, because you can sequence MIDI with it, send it to the synths as well. But usually when we're jamming together, I'll start out on the MPC. Jake will be over riding bass lines or using his
whatever
his
you call
modular
it.
over there. That thing over there.
that Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an untamable beast right now.
Yeah.
Awesome. And what are you guys working on at the moment?
Just constantly jamming and experimenting. I think recently the studio has been like kind of the core project. Just getting it really dialed, trying to make everything as seamless as possible so that
when we do write music, it'll be easy.
Yeah, I have a ton of tracks that I wrote during COVID and from like maybe 3 years and now that I have almost there that I really just trying to get together, kind of make a cohesive album out of them eventually. So that's kind of what I'm working on this year. That's kind of the goal this year. And then, yeah.
Yeah. Just make music and put it out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the goal.